up, guys? Zeenigami here, and let's go through the Hody Jones 6-star Sugofest and the characters with Hody, all of those fishmen. They're all Powerhouse characters. Powerhouse. Because the theme is to have really good Powerhouse characters. Let's go over what they do, how good they're going to be, how useful they'll be if you get them. So let's start off with Dolson. We'll go from the bottom to the top. We'll end on Hody. Everyone here are Powerhouse characters, and they all work really well as a Powerhouse team. So if you happen to get everyone, you've basically got your Powerhouse team already made. Now, there are other great Powerhouse captains like Rob Lucci, who reduces your healing to 0, but has a nice short cooldown special that gives you matching orbs and stuff. So Rob Lucci also is a great Powerhouse captain, but I would say Hody is definitely a better Powerhouse captain than Rob Lucci, and there is an even better Powerhouse captain. We'll talk about that later. So Dolson, he is a strength Powerhouse striker. His captain ability is 3.25 times attack for Powerhouse after a good, great, perfect. So that's basically Long Luffy or Raid Boss Sabo captain abilities. But actually it's a weaker attack boost than either of those, so not the best. His sailor ability, if you have 6 Powerhouse characters, boosts your HP and attack of all characters on your team if you have 6 Powerhouse characters. His special ability changes non-primary color orbs into primary color orbs. So that's any non-primary orbs, empty, block, bombs, tandems, recoveries, into one of the primary colors. And that is going to matter later on because there's going to be someone else who works very well with him. We'll go actually jump over to Hyozo after that. He also boosts the attack of Powerhouse characters by 1.5 times and boosts the orbs of Powerhouse characters by 1.5 times for 1 turn. So this 1.5 times attack, actually that's boosts orbs of all characters, but that 1.5 times Powerhouse attack and orb effect is very, very useful for Coliseum mini-boss stages. When Coliseum mini-bosses will often give you like block or bomb orbs, you can use one special to give you an attack and an orb boost, which is very, very, very useful to have together in one character. Combine him with the Octopus, who makes perfects hard to hit, but also changes primary color orbs into matching orbs for Powerhouse characters, delays enemies for 1 turn, and cuts your own HP by 20%. So he does 2 bad things. He cuts, this is the healing one. So he heals you for 20%. He makes your perfects hard to hit, but changes those primary color orbs that you got off of Dolson if you use his special into matching orbs and delays for 1 turn. Now that 1 turn delay also is going to be very useful for Icarus, who cuts your health by 50%, boosts orbs by 1.75 times, and also boosts attack against delayed enemies by 1.5 times for 1 turn. So you got a very good 1.5 times conditional attack boost. That's the highest conditional attack boost that exists. There are a few people that boost by 1.5, but he's one of the highest ones. Cuts enemies' health by 50%, or cuts your health by 50%, enemies' health by 50%. That'd be amazing. Cuts your health by 50% and boosts orbs by 1.75 times. So you can see here that when they made these characters, they're clearly all made to work very well together as a singular Powerhouse team. So going back to Octopus, he is a quick Powerhouse slasher. Great attack stat, negative recovery. His sailor ability boosts the attack of all characters by 150 if there are 6 Powerhouse on your team. So you can see here you have a sailor ability that boosts attack. You have another sailor ability on here that boosts attack. And a captain ability that boosts the attack of slashers by 2.5 times, and health of Powerhouse by 1.25. So as a captain, he's basically the same level as Mihawk, Raid Mihawk, but with a very different special as Raid Boss Mihawk. So it's actually a very good captain ability on him, even if you just use him as a slasher attack captain. Since we already went over Icarus, let's go over Icarus. He is a Psy Powerhouse striker. Great attack, great health. Some pretty good recovery too. His captain ability isn't that useful. Boosts the attack of Powerhouse and strikers by 1.6. So if you have a striker Powerhouse character, you get a 2.56 attack bonus, but there are not that many striker Powerhouse characters in general. His sailor ability makes basically makes all the primary color orbs count as matching orbs for himself. If you have 6 powerhouses, you'll see here 6 powerhouses. There's a pattern once again. And like we said earlier, he cuts your own health by 50% and boosts the orbs of powerhouse characters by 1.75 times and boosts attack against delayed by 1.5 times. One of the largest conditional attack boosters there are, and very, very powerful that you have not only an orb boost on a character, but a delay conditional attack boost on the same character as well. A lot of these characters are really, really powerful. In fact, this entire batch is a very, very good batch. There are no weak characters here. There are ones that are more useful and less useful, but all these characters you're going to love if you have them, and they're going to work amazingly well on a powerhouse team. Zeo, who we haven't gone over yet, is a int powerhouse striker. Powerhouse striker. Great stats. Captain ability boosts the attack of int by 2.25 and reduces damage taken by 20%. An okay captain ability. Sailor ability completely resists blindness if your captain is a powerhouse, so you'll never be blinded, which is going to be very useful against many different things, like the more recent Colosseum Corazon, who blinds you, and if you have him on a powerhouse team, you don't have to worry about that blind at all. His special ability makes perfects harder to hit and blocks all your orbs for 1 turn and sets your chain to 2.5 times for 1 turn. Zeo is very good. Zeo is probably one of the better and more flexible characters on this team. He works great on non-powerhouse teams, works great on any team at all, on an int team, on a striker team. Makes perfects easier to hit is very useful. Oh, I'm sorry, easier, I said harder. Makes perfects easier to hit is very useful. Locking your orbs, that way you keep your orbs, is very useful. And setting your chain to 2.5, the same thing that Raid Boss Hancock does, is once again very useful. Now, the only team you don't want to use him on is a Rayleigh team, since locking your chain multiplier is going to be bad for a Rayleigh team. But on any other team at all, he's going to be amazingly good. And especially if a powerhouse captain against blindness, he's going to be very useful as well. But Zeo, one of the more flexible and one of the best characters to have from this batch. Dharma is another very flexible character, not only on powerhouse teams, but on other teams as well. Dex powerhouse fighter. Great stats. Reduces the cooldown of all special by 4 turns. And boosts the attack of powerhouse and fighters by 1.5 times. This 4-turn special reduction makes him amazing actually as a captain for Princess Turtles. You can use him if you don't have like a buggy, or you can use him with a buggy captain to reduce your cooldowns by ridiculous amounts. Double Dharma is an 8-turn cooldown reduction. Use it with level 2 cooldown reduction, that's 10-turn cooldown reduction. Use it with one of the ships that reduces your cooldown, that's 11-turn cooldown reduction. You can get through Princess Turtles so quickly. You'll start out and any 10-turn specials will be instantly done. That means you only have to stall for a special to kill the Princess Turtles. That's maybe like 6 turns. Just shoot a bunch of specials. You'll blow through Princess Turtles amazingly fast with him as a captain. His sailor ability completely resists silence on himself. Remember, that's only active if he's not the captain. And his special ability reduces paralysis and silence for 2 turns, cuts health by 10%, and boosts the attack of Powerhouse by 1.75 times for 1 turn. 1.75 times attack or boost, anytime you see that on a character, that's going to be very good. Cutting health by 10% is useful. It's not the most desirable thing. Like, there's much more damaging boosts you can get out there, but still a nice 10% health cut. But most importantly is that 2-turn paralysis and silence reduction, which makes them very good against especially Ambush Quest Shanks, who silences and paralyzes your team. And since he resists silence on himself, he won't get silenced. You can save him until Shanks paralyzes you, and then you can get rid of that paralysis and finish off the silence, because by the time he paralyzes you, you can get rid of this silence on your other characters. So all these characters, once again, guys, are very, very good and even more powerful on a powerhouse team, which Hody Jones, our main star, is an int powerhouse shooter. Amazing stats. His captain ability reduces the cooldown of powerhouse characters by 1 turn at the start. he cuts your health by 10% at the end of each turn. So you're going to lose huge chunks of your health. Your health is going to start dropping every turn. If you use double Hody, you're going to be cutting your health by 10% and then 10%. So you'll actually lose about 19% of your current health every single turn. Just boom, boom, lose health. Your health is going to drop like a brick. But if you have 6 Powerhouse characters on your team, he boosts the attack of Powerhouse characters by 3 times and boosts your health by up to 2 times depending on how many Powerhouse characters you have. But if you're using Hody Captain, you want to have 6 Powerhouse characters on your team. Which is the big drawback, is that you don't get to use like a Golden Pound Usopp or a Doflamingo, because they're not Powerhouse characters, so you're not going to really want to use them on a Hody team. So that's like the biggest drawback, is the 6 Powerhouse character requirement. There are other characters like Zoro, who has a 5 slasher character requirement, which is much easier to get than the 6 Powerhouse character requirement. His special ability is a 2-stage special that deals 60 times his attack in damage to one enemy that ignores damage negating abilities and barriers. So that is like the Law special or the 6-star Blackbeard special. It is still affected by defense, so a Princess Turtle or a high defense character is still going to reduce the damage taken, but it's going to go through barriers like perfect combo hit barriers. It's just going to go through those and deal damage to that enemy. He reduces the cooldowns of Powerhouse characters by 2 turns, and most importantly, reduces damage received by 90% for 1 turn. Now, with the 2 times health boost of his captain ability, that 9% damage reduction is pretty huge. So let's look at a team right here, a double Hody team. Something I would highly recommend to any Hody teams is either bringing a blue or a yellow Marco. Because if you have the Moby Dick ship, you can get, this is 100,000 health, 100,000 HP for a double Powerhouse team that takes regular damage. It's not like a Raid Boss Blackbeard team that you're going to take extra damage. You just take normal hits, and when enemies enrage and hit for like 50,000, you can actually just take a hit from enemies that hit you really, really hard. Of course, then you're going to be taking lots of damage. You're going to take, your health is going to drop very, very fast. But even when you're only at like 25% health, that's still about as much health as like a regular team does. And yes, you can also use them instead of with the Moby Dick. You can use it with the Rocket Man ship. Rocket Man ship, if you have full heal per turn, you'll heal for 1,900 every single turn. So your health actually stabilizes around... how much health would your health stabilize at? Let's see, if you have 40,000 HP, you'll still start dropping. But your health does stabilize a lot, having full heal per turn sockets, healing 2,000 per turn with your double Hody captains. Your health will start 20,000 health. Thank you. Right. Duh. About 20,000 health is where your health will stabilize, which is about as much health as a regular team would have. You'll heal as much as you take, but if you use your Marco special, you'll shoot right back up, either blue or yellow Marco, and then use Hody's special, and you can take ridiculous amounts of damage as an attack. And once again, any of your fishmen using them all together work great. Now, here's the big thing about Hody Captain. Hody might actually work better as a sub on a Powerhouse team for that 90% damage reduction as your Powerhouse sub. And the captain that you really want to have is going to be one of the brand new characters that just came out in Japan. The totally not a 6-star, but deserves to be a 6-star Fisher Tiger. A Powerhouse fighter side character. Great stats. He's only a 5-star character. But his captain ability boosts the attack of Powerhouse characters by 2.75 times. Boom! He's just a straight 2.75 times Powerhouse attack captain. And his special ability boosts the attack of Powerhouse characters by 1.75 times for 3 turns. It's a 3-turn Powerhouse attack special with a 2.5 times Powerhouse attack captain. Fisher Tiger is probably a 6-star character, even though he is a 5-star character. And another very good Powerhouse attack captain is actually the 6-star Sanji. 6-star Sanji, even though he's not a Powerhouse boosting captain, he does boost everybody by 2.5 times, and of course you can jump him in the air to ignore things that would silence or despair or bind or paralyze or whatever against him. And you can use his special that boosts his own type, because Sanji, of course, is the star of his own team. But using a Sanji on a powerhouse as a powerhouse captain is also very, very good. And Hody as a sub might be better just for that 90% damage reduction on that big turn. And of course, my favorite powerhouse attack captain is Akainu, because Akainu is once again a powerhouse character and works great with strength characters. But very, very good. Overall, this batch is a very, very good batch. Should you do Sugofest pulls? It's gonna be up to you. I'm personally still waiting for the guaranteed legend after 3 multi-pulls. But you won't go wrong if you're using a powerhouse character with this team. Using Rob Lucci, Sanji, Akainu, Hody, Fisher Tiger, whatever powerhouse captain you use, you're going to want these characters. And especially Zeo and Daruma, who work very well, or especially Zeo works very well on non-powerhouse teams. So if you're not a powerhouse user, Zeo is probably the one you want for setting your chain multiplier by 2.5, which is very strong. Locking your orbs, very strong. And perfect's easier to hit, very, very strong. Daruma, great for the Ambush Quest Shanks. But everyone else is going to be more useful if you're using powerhouse teams. I've been Zeenigami, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this, you can go to patreon.com/Zeenigami and subscribe or check us out live on twitch.tv/Zeenigami. And y'all stay beautiful.